Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Islamic Circle. My name is Durrani. Today, our main speaker is Brother Muhammed Ibrahim. Brother Muhammed Ibrahim has been with us since 1980s. He was studying Christian religion, that is, but he came to Islam. And since then, he's been with us. He's a grandfather now and head of a religious department secondary school. He is a regular speaker in Islamic Circle. And he had already given one talk earlier on. This his second talk will be a continuation of the first talk. So I hope you enjoy it. Inshallah, I'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum. Remember, nothing has changed. Stay at home. No handshaking. Assalamu alaikum.
Good morning. May the peace of God be with you. This is the second of my short presentations, and as I alluded to in my previous one, I want to explore just at a very basic level, a certain aspect to do with what is philosophy. And if you did listen to the previous one, you will have picked up that the word philosophy has two roots to it. Philo, which is in Old Greek, your best friend, and sophos is for wisdom. So wisdom should be your best friend. But what does it mean to be wise? That actually is an incredibly important question. And to me, wisdom means nothing until you can start to unpack it. A fundamental root or core, an element of philosophy is ethics, knowing the difference between what is right and what is wrong. You can behave morally, that's decide to do good things, or immorally, bad, an amoral person who doesn't know whether something is right or wrong. More often than not, we might believe that we're doing something right, but it might turn out not to be. And often, what we say, what we do can turn out to be an amoral action, which is why wisdom is important. Because we are, as human beings, fundamentally very selfish. We are arrogant. I know best. And that is what I alluded to can cause arguments, can cause division. Now, I mention that because I can give you some examples. If you were to look into the philosophy of Plato, what is knowledge? Plato would argue that we do not know anything, but yet we go around pretending and claiming that we know everything. Now, from an Islamic point of view, there is only one that will have knowledge, and that is God, because only God knows everything. And the word we can use for that is omniscient. Omni means all, and from science means knowledge. Now, the point I'm making is that when you look at this, and I hear it so often, people speak about, I want evidence, I want facts, we got to base things on science, there must be scientific evidence. I'm not knocking that. It's actually incredibly important. But what I am actually challenging is its absolute nature. Science is not absolute. It's not absolute. It is what we refer to as being corrigible, which means it is subject to change. Some of you, or all of you, may be aware that you may have been sitting in the classroom and the science teacher, quite rightly, will turn around and say, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. That is a fact. But in philosophy, it's not. It's an opinion. It's an idea which is based on physical, materialist observation. What we see, what we can touch, what we can taste, what we can hear, what we can smell. And because we observe that, these are our senses, then we say that is the truth. Of course, an issue to do with this is that we are therefore being so arrogant in assuming that our senses are all that there is to tell us the truth. What more could there be that lies beyond our perceptions? I have a camera, for example, that would take, say, video footage of that which is infrared, and the camera sees things I don't. You no doubt have perhaps pets that pick up things we don't sense. Our senses are limited, and that is fundamentally important to bear in mind. So philosophy would start to raise the challenges, and again, as the title of this talks are based on, you choose. You make your choice. Now, of course, when we come to the question of God, and this is another area to be explored about belief or not belief in God. But when it comes to the question of God, there are so many people who turn around and say, I don't believe in God because I can't see God. Prove it to me. Show God to me, and then I will believe. It's classic. It's been going on for centuries. What's interesting is the Quran in chapter 17, verse 39. So verse 36 to 39 says this: do not follow blindly what you do not know to be true. Ears, eyes, hearts. You will be questioned about all these. Do not strut arrogantly about the earth. You cannot break it open, nor match the mountains in height. The evil of all these actions is hateful to your Lord. Prophet, this is some of the wisdom your Lord has revealed to you. Do not set up another God beside God, or you will be thrown into hell, blamed and rejected. Those words are really, really explicit. Here, a clear injunction from the Quran says, don't be arrogant and just trust what your senses are telling your brain. Don't be arrogant and assume that that is the truth. The only truth is known to God alone. You may wish to agree, you may wish to disagree. You choose. I can't make that up, my mind up for you. You make your own mind up. But as I alluded to in the previous talk, there will come a time, and this is in all of the Abrahamic faiths, we will be brought alive again, and we will be, as it says in these short verses, we will be judged based upon what we chose to do. Yes, of course. When you look at the enormous amount in the Quran and the frequency of the way that God is most merciful, he's most kind, he is most forgiving, because he has made us weak and knows how we respond to situations. Which is why, when you reflect on these words again, it referred to, Prophet, this is some of the wisdom your Lord has revealed to you. And as a consequence, if you reject philosophy, you're rejecting the very essence of the revelation of God. You have to use wisdom, philosophy, as a fundamental tool to start to unpack and to understand the relevance of such decisions that we make in our lives, whatever they are. Wisdom, philosophy, is one of those aspects that lies at our heart. Why? because God has given us our rationality and we have to use it wisely. I hope I've given you just a few thoughts today. And as I said yesterday and again today, you choose. May the peace of God be with you.